Let's have a quiet time before we start, please. This is our Wednesday night channeling class number 189. Let's relax our bodies, quiet the mind, bring your full attention to this moment and to this spot. This room is the whole universe at this moment. All life comes from within out, from above down. The present is the only time there is. So let's live this moment to the fullest by bringing our full attention to the class tonight and to the lesson to get the full benefit of what the teachers have to say. Let's send love into this contact, and remember that everyone hears as much of the channel as the one who speaks, because you're lending your life force. Lend it in love and live in the present. Good evening, folks. This is Don coming to you from these realms of love and light. It is a beautiful sight to come into your midst and feel the warmth of your love and to feel your togetherness. Take your thoughts and put them all together and think with the teacher tonight and allow yourself to be one with Eloah, who will be bringing the lesson again tonight, and be one in thought with Eloah and the teaching, and bring and keep your full attention on this moment and allow the truths to sink in. Allow yourself the benefit of all the wisdom that comes from these higher realms of divine love and light. Let us send love first to all the invisibles around us, to our teachers and guides, to those who are sitting in on the balcony, we might say, that Eloah used to call the Friends people. This is not the correct, Eloah was telling me. The Friends people were the people who were on the dim and dark realms. These are entities. There are few of those here, he says. I go astray sometimes, but he keeps me in line. The ones who are sitting in the most part of the balcony are the ones who have come to learn just as you have. And they did not have a chance to have this opportunity when they were in the physical. I now release to Eloah. God's blessings upon you, my dear ones. It is indeed a joy to be in your midst. It is indeed a pleasure for those of us who come to be with you. We know where you are coming from because we have been there. We want you to realize this. We want you to know that all the experiences that you have had and are having, we have had also. Those who come to bring you lessons, for the most part, have gone through the experiences that you have gone through. And so we do understand. We love you regardless of where you have been, where you are now, and what you're projecting into your future as you think of time. We want to talk tonight about life's abundance. It is a subject that is very important to understand and to realize. If you will take a look at your world happenings at this time, there are great changes abroad, and your world is gradually coming in to a one world instead of divided into many countries. And I will tell you this more than once, as I already have, but I want to bring in the understanding that the division of individuals on your planet is involved with the fear, the only problem that you have. And you're divided into different countries because each country wants to have their way and their say. You are one with all life, all of you on this planet, and all who are connected with this planet. And there are plans that are coming from these dimensions and coming down to your dimension, not invading your free will, but helping you to understand and helping those of higher vibrations to incarnate, to encourage them to incarnate. In the next few years, you will have those who are very high in their understanding, maybe close to being a master, who will incarnate into your planet. And there will be a few of them that will be in your government. And as this happens, do not expect this overnight, my dear ones. Time is relevant, and to us, time does not exist. But the plans are there, and when the opportunities and the conditions are right, these things will come about that I tell you. They will not be too far in what you think is your future, but they will not be in your next few years. But they will be in the working, you might say. These higher beings are agreeing to incarnate when they do not have to be in the position of what you think of as your leaders. They will help to bring about these changes on your planet, because it is very important that you do make the changes. And as Donald was talking about making his change, he has been here long enough, and it is now time for him to make some changes. This will not stop our getting together, because we will still have our Wednesday channeling and our times if you wish. It is your attendance that says, yes, we want to continue having this contact with the higher dimensions. And I want you to remember this. When your attendance falls off greatly, then they will be discontinued, because you will be saying to us that we are not that interested. But the changes on your planet need a lot of help, and we have come to you tonight to ask you for your help and try to explain to you that you can do things in the physical that we cannot do from these higher dimensions. For example, when you send love into the conditions of your planet, we can take this love and use it because you are a member of this plane at this time. We are not. We have come to be helpers and to guide you as best we can and help you to understand. But you are the governing body, you might say, because you are the ones that make decisions. You have the freedom to make the decisions. And so when you send love into the changes on your planet, then we can take this love. And there are many who have agreed to be the ones who take the love that you send to where you send it and help it to be to bring about what you have asked for. Let me ask you to send love to your planet unlabeled more all the time. the trouble spots, yes, and the world leaders, yes, but also send love into the planet itself, the entity that is the planet, because you have polluted it very much, and it needs healing, and you need to stop polluting it. When mankind on your planet gets over this thought of greed, then will things change much. And that is why I chose this subject and called it Life's Abundance, because life is abundant everywhere present. It is just an illusion when people are starving to death, when there's abundance all around them. It is a misunderstanding of how to bring about the abundance that is there right in front of them. And as you learn to turn loose of the selfish ways as a whole in the planet, then can you help your neighbors in the other countries and other parts of your planet to know how to bring abundance into their lives. Abundance, as some of you have learned, is there. It's within you. And when you learn to bring it forth from the inner dimensions and let yourself be a channel for it to flow through, then can you manifest anything that you desire on your physical plane. This is very important now, to bring about your planet as individuals. You call yourself people, as one people, instead of many countries and many people, but to bring yourself together as one in just a very small government, and for the whole planet, that does not have that much power, but the understanding and light and wisdom that comes from each individual will govern the planet, because each individual will govern themselves from the point of love. This will come about in your new age, called the Golden Age, or the Aquarian Age. It is coming about now, but it seems to be in a very strange way, because things seem to be disrupting. But I tell you, my dear ones, you have to slough off the dross before the gold can come to the surface. And this is what is happening at this time. And we wish you to understand this and be not discouraged, even if it's happening in your life. But especially when you look at the world, realize that it is a learning process, and there are many, many millions who are learning. I want to remind you that there is not just the ones who are in the physical that are connected with this planet, but 4 to 5 times as many in between incarnations that are connected to this planet just as much as you are. They are working from this side of the veil, some of them, not all of them, to help the planet and to plan their incarnations and to work from this side to instill the wisdom in their consciousness, so that when they get here, they will automatically, not consciously especially, but automatically know the truth. Now, these who come will know the truth, will bring some of their memory with them in your near future, and they will understand, they will know, they will remember who they truly are, and this is the ones who will help you to bring about the great understanding and the wisdom that you need to help your planet to become a one entity I'm talking about the entity of the planet, but I'm also talking about each individual expression of God on this planet. And as you come together in peace and eliminate the borders and know that you are of one God, not of many religions or many gods, but that you are of one God, and every one of you are in every country and every religion is going to experience God in a little different way because you are different individuals. So when mankind eliminates this concept that theirs is the only religion, theirs is the only way to go, then will this be the turning point. And this is in the making, my dear ones. You are seeing an attempt at the beginning in your news of the world as you watch it. And I ask you and plead with you to send much love into these meetings at this time to help these leaders to come together as one, to help yourself to think in the correct way. Think not of those people in that country or this country, or those people who are disrupting this or disrupting that, but those individuals just as you who are learning, who are growing, and they need these experiences to grow through. And in your mind, my dear ones, give them the freedom to have these experiences and just continue to send God's love, knowing that all things are working together for good on your planet, knowing that there is a great, great adventure for you in this new age to come in the next 2,000 of your years. You have something very, very wonderful to look forward to. Be the open, clear, clean channel for God and his helpers to work through, to help to bring this about in a smooth transition. You have already experienced some of the cosmic occurrences, and you may experience more and worse. But it has been, shall we say, not so bad as it could have been, because of many groups like yours around the planet who are sending God's love and helping to bring the balance on your planet. Almost every week, or at least a few times a month, you hear of some great catastrophe, cyclone, hurricane that kills a lot of people, that earthquakes and so forth. These things are occurring now. Your world is changing, and it is changing rapidly, and it will continue to accelerate. And it is very important that ones like you who are learning the truth continue to understand and to realize what is truly happening and look at it in a positive, constructive, and loving way, knowing that it is necessary because you have created it. And do not back off and say those people have created it, because in your past lives and even in this life you have projected quite a few negative vibrations into the ethers, and this is what brings about the earthquakes, the weather upsetting the balance on your planet. This is what causes the wars, my dear ones. But this is winding down if you can send enough love, if the leaders of these different so-called countries can come together in love, and if you send love, you see you're working from other dimensions, from the higher dimensions down. This is what makes things come about in such a wonderful and beautiful way, is your ability to know the truth and look at it in the correct way. At least a few people on the planet knowing and understanding what is happening and thinking the correct thoughts about it and sending love instead of adding to the problem, the so-called problem, adding to the distress of these changes. It will be a stress on Donald when he changes from this place to another, but you can help greatly in this if you will. But this is just a small matter when you look at your planet. And my dear ones, I want you to know that there are many other planets just as yours who are going through this kind of change in the universe. It is just a very small token for you to, or a very small effort, if you want to call it that, to include all other planets like this when you send God's love to help this planet to make this transition, or just to send it unlabeled. God knows what is needed, and when you send it unlabeled, it is much more powerful. But do send God's love. Allow yourself to be an open, clear, clean channel, and not be concerned as how good a channel you are. Just be willing. This is all that is necessary for you to be a channel for God to work through. God's love is the most powerful force in the universe, for it is what everything is made of. God's love is the substance of all that is. And when you understand this and realize it, then you realize that you are God's love. And so it is easy then for you to be a channel for God's love to flow through, because you're one with God's love. And you have free will, and you are a co-creator with the Creator of all life. So you can create these beautiful vibrations of God's love to help the planet and all of the planets like it to make the transition and bring forth life's abundance. This is what the new age will be, because there will be an abundance of everything. There will be no lack, because lack is only a concept in people's minds. And of course, you are creators with the Creator of all life. And when you think lack, or when the individuals of your planet think of lack, and continue to talk about a recession, or the lack of this or the lack of that, then they're putting it into the law to bring it about. When you send God's love out, my dear ones, you help to cancel out some of this and to help to bring about a balance on your planet so that everyone has an abundance of everything that they need and everything that they desire. Let us stop at this time and give you an opportunity to ask questions and add to this session this evening. Add your thoughts and your concepts so that we may all share this together. Are there questions this evening? Do I have some water here? Somebody help with this hand. Thank you.
I don't know questions. I just done like a statement or something I want to say in reference to how just like over the last 10 minutes of what you spoke about, just I could personally just feel the vibration of the love just increase. I'm sure it was a kind of a joint thing, obviously, plus the other entities that we can't see. And just the subject matters.
Yes.
Very powerful. I just really felt intact about it. Still do, but let's just make that comment.
There are many here tonight, and as you all come together in one thought and open your minds and allow yourself to be one with each other and all the ones on this side of the veil, then you are a very powerful force. And these vibrations go out into the universe, not just to your planet, but to the universe, and help all other planets like it that are making rapid changes at this time. You see, the whole universe is changing, not just your planet and its system and your galaxy. When one part of the whole changes, then it affects the whole. And you think in division, so we say parts. And you think of your system with its sun and its 12 planets as a part of the universe. My dear ones, it's one with the universe. And so whatever affects it affects the whole. And realize this in your mind. You are a child of the universe, not just of this planet or this part of your planet. You are one with the whole of life.
I have a question, if it's appropriate, about the One World Government. Many years ago, I was a member of a One World Government organization, and look forward to that and see it happening now through our president and others. But there are some people who fear a One World Government, especially if it would be controlled by the Trilateral Commission or the Bilderbergs. And my question is, do those people have the best interests of the planet in mind, should they be in control? The other question is, these higher beings, the semi-master, quasi-master, that will be in our government, are any of them in existence now so that would happen in the next 10 to 20 years?
Let us not think in this terms, please. Let us not think of time involved in this.
Just wonder whether it happened in my lifetime.
Yes, I know. You want to bring everything into a time frame. And in true reality, that is illusion. You must remember that duality does not truly exist. And the other part of your question is that there will be different levels of change, and there will be those in charge who are not so high, maybe. This could happen. I'm not saying that it will, but it could happen. And as you move through this transition, you see you have almost 2,000 years to go. And the first 1,000 years is making the changes, and the second 1,000 years is reaping the harvest. Do you understand that part of your new age?
Yes.
And so this first 1,000 years, and you're just beginning. See, you're just 100 years or so. I have to think in terms of your time to communicate with you. Maybe 150 years into this new age. Somebody else said 200 years. Whatever time element it is, you are just beginning into this. But it is accelerating now. And this acceleration makes things happen. It makes things happen seemingly in a negative way, but not really. They appear to be negative. They appear to be destructive. But change is what it's all about. And when you turn loose of an old way, it's like tearing yourself apart. You're pulled two ways in the beginning, because the old way, when you remember and you came to the self-hypnosis class, your subconscious mind resisted the change, some of you. And so you were torn in two different directions. Your subconscious wants to hold on to the old way, and your conscious knowing wants to move into the new way. And this is the way that your planet will be for a while. And there will be many different factions of individuals who try to hold on to their old ways. It will take generations of incarnating entities who are higher vibrations, you see, to gradually bring this change about, to gradually move into this. And at your particular time, you have the privilege of being here at almost the beginning of this. You who are in the physical now, most of you, have worked before you incarnated from this side of the veil, knowing what is taking place and getting ready to take place and preparing yourself for it. Now you are here, and we are here to help communicate with you, to have a greater understanding so that you can be a much more open channel for God and His helpers to work through. When you understand something, then that opens doors to a much clearer way for God to work through. And that is our purpose in coming to you at this time to talk to you. And in the future, in what you think of as your future, the understanding of this contact will be much greater, and we will be able to, in sometime in your future, to communicate with you on a thought level, which will bring about a much greater communication. Do not be concerned when this is going to happen, but know that it is happening already to a small degree, and it will continue to increase, and this will make everything so much better. You see, it is the hidden things, the secrets, that make the problems in your world. One country wants to keep all of its secrets, and so you have certain organizations that are supposed to go over and find out all the secrets of the other country, and they have to come over and find out all your secrets. That's all involved in fear, isn't it? And when you learn to love each other and to know that who you truly are, as a whole on your planet, at least the majority, then this will disappear. Now, something that Donald has said in some of the classes has upset some of you, and I would like to talk to a little bit about it, and it is a part of your new age. He has said for almost 30 years that soon there will be very few jobs. And so in your present economy structure and your past, the job was very important for you to be able to sustain your physical body. In this coming new age, and this will come probably more rapidly than anything else, that you will have to change your economic structure, your way of exchange, barter system, whatever words I'm at a loss in your language to bring about this understanding. It has to come because this is the greed that keeps the imbalance in your planet. And the ones who do not understand the law of abundance, they are left out in the cold, so to speak, and they turn to crime, they turn to drugs, they turn to things that disrupt the harmony of your planet. And so it is important that this understanding of abundance, everywhere present, at all times, is here within you, and you can bring it forth. Everyone can bring it forth when they know it is there, when they understand it and realize it. And as you send love into this, my dear ones, I want to explain a little more while we're on this subject, that everything comes from above down or from within out, as Donald says. You see, as you send love into this and have these kind of thoughts, you're working from the higher dimensions. And these thoughts and this love is coming down into all the people of this planet. And it is coming down into their mental structures. And they may not get it the first time, but those seeds are being planted in their mind. And as some of you have said, there are many more TV programs about the metaphysical understanding. There are many more things coming about true spiritual understanding. And as you do your work by sending love often and being an open, clear, clean channel and an example, then this sets a pattern on other dimensions, because it has to first happen on the other dimensions before it can happen on the physical. Now, that's true for the whole planet. And so as you work from these higher dimensions, and when you send love, you are working from the highest dimensions. You're sending God's love. You're working right from God himself, whether you realize it or not. And this is coming down to the whole planet and everyone on it and everyone connected with it. And it is helping to bring about this change in a much more gradual and peaceful way, instead of destroying your whole civilization and wiping out all the records that you've done so many times before. This time, great plans have gone into this new age to bring about this change in a peaceful way, that you will not have to have such great cataclysms that will wipe out your whole civilization. Now, you still have free will, and all these countries and all these different factions, different religions that hold to the old ways can make this happen. But if enough of you who are opening up to much more closer to the true understanding of life do your part, then can it happen, and we can move in to heaven on earth in this new age. Are there other questions this evening?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Most of the people that I am around.
Speak louder, please.
Most of the people that I am around and myself know all the truths, and we know what's the right way to live and the things that we learn from the center, and we try to apply them in our lives as much as we can. But yet there seems to be, or at that point, if we know that we're doing the right thing, do you think that there would be a confidence level that we knew everything was going to turn out okay? But sometimes it seems like we go through a phase, which we're in right now, where it's so hard to understand that everything is going to work out all right. Is that because our understanding isn't strong enough?
This is because you're not living in the present. If that's simple, my dear one, you have forgotten that you're supposed to live in the present, just one day at a time. See? That's all you have. You don't know whether you'll be on this dimension another day. Really.
So if we could learn to live in the present, then we would have that feeling of satisfaction and confidence that...
If you would look at what you have today, are you insecure? Are you really insecure about what you have today?
No, you wouldn't be.
Pardon?
You wouldn't be, because you'd always have enough.
Yes.
It would appear that you would.
Some of you, I can feel their thoughts, that they feel they don't have what they want today. But if you keep working the law as you've understood it and are understanding it, learning to understand it, you can bring the abundance into your life. and not be concerned about this day, because the present, my dear ones, is the only time that there is. And if you keep remembering this, and just when you waken in the morning, say, "Good morning, God, I love you. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for the abundance of life that you've given me. Thank you for the joy that's in my heart where you are." And continue with this thought of gratitude. Now, the law is true that be grateful for what you have and more will be added to you. But when you concentrate on what you don't have, then you see you are taking away from what you appear to have. And so you have heard these things many times, but it is the forgetfulness that comes in because the illusions of this plane grabs your attention and says, "You better be careful, you better watch out." And there you go, worrying about the future and concerned about what you've done in the past. When those are illusions, they do not exist. Today is the only time that exists. In true reality, this present moment is the only time that exists. But try to bring it down to the framework of one day and realize that today you have enough. Today you are provided for. I don't think anyone in this room is hungry, is really going without. You may feel that you don't have all that other people have, but think of those people in third world countries, as you call them, who are really starving to death. You have it good relative to that. So you can be very grateful for what you have and where you live and all the beautiful things in life. And you can be an open channel to help this whole planet to bring it into a much more balanced abundance of life and living. Does this help your understanding, my dear?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Most of these things are very simple and things that we already know, but we forget. And so when you do get caught like this, sit down, be quiet, and go within and ask the God within you to bring light into your understanding. He's always there, my dear ones, because he is the life force that you are. You cannot be without God, and he has many, many helpers who are around you and at your beck and call. All you need do is ask. All you need do is ask.
Dad? It seems that oftentimes intellectually we know those truths. I mean, you said them, I knew them, but I guess the application is the difficult part.
Yes, this is why you have groups such as this and classes that Donald gives, is to help you to re-educate yourself on all dimensions and help you to come in alignment with your many dimensions that you are, to understand from the center of your being where God dwells. Take time every day to go in and visit with God. He is the life that you are. He is the source of all that is. It is imperative that you take a little time to go set aside from the world, go aside from the world, and have this quietness with the God within you. If you will remember in your book, the Bible, the master teacher did this. It is said often that he went aside from the crowds and was alone to pray. And this meant that he was going within to eliminate some of the negative things that may have gotten into his aura and cleanse himself and renew himself and be at one with the God within him. You too need this, and some of you need it more than others. Remember to do it. It is very valuable, a very valuable thing. Are there other questions this evening?
Yes, I have a question.
Would you speak loud so it'll get on the tape, please?
Okay. Since the subject matter tonight is the law of abundance, could you give us a sort of like the summary, more or less, of what that law is all about, so we can be reminded and take it into this week and hopefully take it from day to day?
Yes. You see, the law of abundance is always active. It is like breathing. You are always breathing, or your body would cease to exist, would it not? And the law of abundance is giving you life. See, life force is under the law of abundance. And you have life a little bit, or you have life abundant. And we're not speaking of material things here at this moment. Think of the life force flowing through you. How much life force do you allow to flow through you? How happy and joyful are you? This says how much life force is coming through you. Or if you're depressed and sad, then very little life force is coming through you. And it's very difficult then to materialize physical things when you're depressed and down, because the life force is not coming through to bring enough light to give you the understanding of how to bring the material things that you need in your physical world. So the law of abundance is always working. It is just you as an individual who has closed some doors if your abundance is not coming through, and the ability to believe in yourself and who you truly are. When you know that you're a son or daughter of God, when you know that God and you are one, and He is the source of all that is, then how could you not be abundant? You see, but it is a going back and forth of intellectually hearing this and say, I agree with this, but inside you've been programmed and conditioned to feel lack and to think lack. Now that old conditioning has to be eliminated before you can open your channels fully for this abundance to flow through. And you know, if you will watch yourself, and you've been taught to do this, when you are thinking lack, eliminate those thoughts, eliminate those feelings and moods and attitudes, and allow only the abundant thoughts, only the loving and beautiful thoughts to be in your mind. It is a matter of re-education and retraining, and my dear, it does not come overnight. It sometimes takes many lifetimes for individuals to get this, but not for you in this room tonight. You have the opportunity to bring it forth at any moment and any time that you choose, because you know the truth intellectually. And if you will allow, and some of you know it within to a certain degree, and if you will allow it to come into the inner knowing, into the realization, and work from within out, then can you realize the abundance of life in a material way, in a happy, joyful way, in a oneness, feeling of oneness and love for everyone. See, that's an abundance of life. There are many ways that abundance, it shows itself, not just in money and physical wealth, but in so many other much more important ways. And as these ways of joy and peace and happiness come through, then it makes it much easier for you to manifest these material things that you need for your physical being. Does this help your understanding?
Yes, it does very much. Thank you.
Yes. We must remember that everything comes from above down, from within out. And you begin with the higher, bringing it down to the lower. And that means that you learn to be at peace within yourself, that you learn to be physically relaxed, that you learn to know who you truly are. Then the other physical things come automatically. Now, of course, you have to do the footwork, but you will know what to do. You will know how to do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
In regard to what you've been talking about, trying to live in the present moment and be joyous for that moment instead of trying to look back in your past and relating to times where you were happier because for some reason you're not satisfied now. I heard on the radio today how some people are getting so involved in plastic surgery that they're actually going through plastic surgery to look like celebrities. There's a lot of people that are similar in looks like celebrities and are taking that and using it to an advantage in reference to copying them and doing it in a show type manner. And when I heard about this gal that is actually went through plastic surgery to look like this movie star, I just wonder if that's the same thing, if there's an unsatisfaction within oneself that they're not feeling total about themselves, that they have to try to compare to their past or another moment where they were happy, or try to be something that they aren't.
There are two ways to look at this, and it's a good thing to bring up. You see, in the first place, she's trying to bring something from without herself to make her fulfilled. But the fulfillment really comes from within. Now, in truth, there's nothing wrong with her having the plastic surgery if she does the other work within. But if the individual does not do the other work, and Maxwell Maltz in his book Psycho-Cybernetics goes into this in great detail, because he was a plastic surgeon, and he realized that at least 50% of his patients, when he fixed their nose and their breast or whatever, it did not change their thoughts about themselves, or it didn't change their life. So it is all right to do this if your motives are correct and if you change that inner thought about yourself and about life. But if you expect just the plastic surgery to do the whole thing, then you miss the mark.
That clears it up.
Yes. It is, all things work together for good, and all things have their purpose in life. And when we realize that it still has to come from above down or from within out first, see, then can you have all the outer things that you want. But you see, when you are really fulfilled from within, then it doesn't matter if you live in a tent. If you're happy, you're at peace, you're joyful, then your outer surroundings look beautiful no matter what they appear to be to others. Do you understand this? It is difficult sometimes to understand that, because we are so programmed to think that we have to have this beautiful house and this new car and all of these things to make us happy. These things do not make you happy. They make it easier a little bit for you to live on the physical plane. But if you don't have that joy and that peace and fulfillment within you, then all the things in the world, as the story of the master told about the devil taking him up on the mountain and said, and talking about the world, I'll give you all the world if you bow down and worship me. And his answer was, my kingdom is not of this world. He knew that everything come from within. And this was not a story about a real entity called devil. It was symbolic of helping you to realize that your kingdom is not of this world. This is just a schoolroom. This is just a play on a stage. The reality of life is the inner life, the higher dimensions. And you are one with the whole of life, the highest and the lowest. Are there other questions this evening? Is someone watching the tape? Yes. This is a very good class tonight, is it not?
Yes.
You see, your vibrations make it what it is. It's not the channel or the teacher completely. At least 50% of it is what you bring into this room as to how good the class is, as to how much you get from it, as to how the message comes through. If it comes through halting or something, then it could be the channel is not up to par, but it also has to do with everyone in this room and their vibrations, your vibration that you're adding to it. And it also has to do with the ones from this side of the veil, too, because they're lending their vibrations, but they're not allowed. We have a system here, you might say, where not too many of the fringe people from the dark and dim levels are allowed in. Only those who are serious about and really interested in hearing and understanding the message. Are there other questions this evening?
Yes, I have one more question.
Speak loud, please.
When now that I see all the people that I know, all these deities or new entities are coming around, and what about of the people that know the truth, that have been learning these things? Will these new entities coming in have will play sort of like, I don't know, an important role or be crucial to this new age that we were talking about before?
We're all crucial to this new age. Everyone that's here on this planet now is crucial to this new age because we're all one, and we're all adding our thoughts and life force. You see, in the life force that flows through your mind and your thought patterns is crucial to making this planet what it is at this moment. And that is why we urge you to send love to those who do not understand and who are bringing in negative vibrations, because they need to have their opportunity. It is part of the law at this time that they be given a chance, and some of them, a few of them, are turning their back on the dark ways and turning their face to the light. And it is well worth that to have some chaos on your planet, because, you know, everything here on this planet is a learning process for every one of you and everyone on the planet. So, but it will be a time soon when those who are not of the light, who are not conducive to the higher vibrations, will not be able to stand the light that gets brighter, and will have to incarnate on other planets or dimensions comparable to their learning. Yes, the new ones coming in will add their part, and it does not matter what position they take. If they're leaders or if they're just individuals, you see it's the life force flowing through them. we have told the other group many times that we can materialize in physical bodies with a business suit on or in rags or any way that we choose, and be among you in the physical or somewhere else where someone is on the fence ready to go one way or the other. And if their karma is in the right place, we can assist them to go towards the light instead of having to go through many lifetimes by going the dark way. This is already happening, much, much more than you know. And there is a saying, beware, how does this go? You might be entertaining angels. Donald's memory is not that good, so some of you know this saying. But it is true that we are working from this side very diligently to help your planet to make its transition in as smooth a way as possible. But it is still up to the masses on this planet as to how it comes out. And a great deal of it depends on individuals like you who know how to send love. This is a very great, powerful force, and it is much more powerful. This has been a very good time with you. It has been a beautiful time, and you have brought to this circle a lot more power than usual, a lot more of your light, and you are increasing those who attend regularly and who are going to classes, are increasing your understanding and are moving higher in consciousness. We urge you to continue with this and continue to remember who you are. Do not allow the world to bring you in to the illusions that it offers all the time. Keep your lights shining brightly. Keep your knowing at the surface of your understanding, and let God's smile be upon your lips. Let His beauty be in your eyes, and let the vibrations of His love emanate from you every minute of the day. God bless each and every one of you. We love you dearly. Good evening.
Thank you.
Good one.
I've helped.
One. That's that inclining left or wrong prayer. Seems like, anyway. Ella has been coming to us more lately. I think I ask in my meditations, about him coming more often, and his answer was that we have been close for a long time, just in this incarnation, when I was back in Oklahoma when the group first started there, he was the main teacher. And so our vibrations are all more conducive than some of the others.
It seemed very strong.
Yeah, because
Very insistent that he tried to get across a certain point.
Yeah,
Very fun. Yeah, that was good.
I felt
The rest of you, but I certainly felt the vibration increase tremendously at one point.
well, here lately I have not been writing anything but maybe the title, and come in with a blank. And I think it works out much better, don't you?
Yeah, you don't have any preconceived ideas. It just
No,
sit down and let
I
it
don't
happen.
have the this self coming in so much.
And Chelsea did it again. She fell asleep on the way over here, and the minute we pulled into the drive, boing, eyes
He wants
wide
to be a
open.
part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fully aware of what's going on. She was so tired she couldn't stay awake.
I know, it is difficult to understand how it can happen. It's almost difficult to accept. But if you just do it, it happens.
Yeah.
I've been coming here for, the last 2 years, and at first, when Elowa, when your teachings, the ninth teachings and the other teachers were saying that all you have to do is read it and stop trying to change our mind, not just change yourself.
Yeah.
Is in the last 6 months, all I did was change me. I finally let go of my husband and what he's doing or not doing, as the case may be. And he started reading, and he's strictly into the Eastern philosophy, Zen and Buddhist and all that. But
So your negative thoughts wasn't holding him down, were they?
No, they weren't holding him down
See, that's
anymore.
exactly what it was. Yeah, you released him to God.
And I would have never before.
it would have been hard to convince me that would happen. And all I had to do was work on me and leave him alone. And that's worked out.
And that's true for everyone you're in contact with. Allow everybody to be themselves. And that gives you the opportunity to be yourself instead of wasting all that negative energy on criticizing or outlining what other people should do or not do.
Yeah, actually that happened to me too last week. A friend came into town that I hadn't seen for a while. And some of, we talked about a lot of things. Some of the things we talked about, it was like, well, gee, what I had been telling him all along, but, he didn't want to understand. But now that he was away for that time and everything, and that he'd come back, he's really realizing those things. And after I, really everything.
Yeah.
Pre-amazing. Yes.
That's the way it works.
I'm in a new work now, and I'm over in this corner by myself. As a matter of fact, that's the other thing is that when I knew I was going to get this job, I thought, well, I want a corner office, and I want it facing northeast. And I knew I was going to be on the 21st floor. When I got there, I didn't get the corner office, and I wasn't asked the area that I wanted. I didn't worry about it. Okay, fine, I'll move in there. That same week, the guy that was in the corner announced that he was moving into another area, and that if I wanted that office, it were mine. I know it's fine.
It took him a while to catch up to it.
It was just a transition. It had to happen that way.
You released it,
Yeah.
even when it appeared that you weren't going to work. Shall we stand and hold hands?
Come on. Say that I teach forward.
As we come together and hold hands, let us think of bringing down the spiritual understanding into the physical. Let it be symbolic of bringing heaven on earth. Our higher consciousness coming together with each other and building a great deal of power by coming together as one circle that has no beginning and no end. It is as our life is, with no beginning and no end, but a continuous flow of life force. And let us think that God's love as being the main flow going around this circle, building up and filling this room, spreading out over this city and covering this planet, and going out to the whole universe, knowing that we are one with all life, everywhere present, in the whole scheme of all things. Thank you for
You did good, and
Cool.
And Genesis.
You know, I thought, cool with the end of what? Yeah. Yeah, I guess if the end, but when I come from King of Cardiff, big shit. What's on to me? Oh, yeah, we copy it, definitely. Yeah, can you been what? Yeah, not the way now.
Cool.
But it's one shirt.
Yeah, oh, by the way, whenever.
Oh, you were, yeah. We're not dreaming. Oh, you're light. You're a little light. All that are all, the camper and the rain, huh? You what?
Something like me a time. It's like growing on and
Yeah, go down. You're against the thing, that's time I'm off the road, man. You're buddy, what?
Tip can, con.
Went there, man, I fired the.
Right.
You write down your love. But you write your name and address down there. And then I got. Oh.
Yeah.
Lumsden on it. I didn't have to get your name. That's
Were you there?
Oh, when that better feel.
Yeah.
Shut down. One of the puppet.
You turned it over. Going through it.